Okay, we're gonna film this right now. Probably be edited into a bigger video. Maybe I'll make this a short video by itself. But anyway, so you bought yourself this fancy water tank. You're gonna install it in your truck, your whatever the hell you're using for overlanding. Yeah. So anyway, most of these water tanks only come with an outlet. And when you inquire to the manufacturer, they tell you in order to vent the tank, you just need to loosen up the cap. And that might be good if you're going to mount this thing on your roof rack. But I'm going to mount this thing all the way up there in the corner of that bed, underneath this hard tonneau cover that doesn't even open. So we're going to make things, we got to make things a little bit easier for me. And one of the things that we're going to be doing with this tank is it will be hooked to a 12-volt water pump to allow water all the way back here at the tailgate with a bracket that is currently being primered and prepped for paint and everything else. Hopefully we'll get this installed done. But anyway, so you got to add holes to these. Now you can go and get a fancy tank. You can get something from, you know, an RV supply store that has a fill hole, a vent hole, and an outlet. We didn't really want to do that one. I actually picked this thing up from Ironman 4x4, half the price of the Front Runner Outfitters, exact same size and dimensions, and all I got to do is just go ahead and add a couple ports. I've already done this one, and I want to show you guys how we do the other. So what we did is we went ahead and get some bulkhead fittings. The outside thread diameter on this really doesn't matter. What matters is going to be the inside thread here, and that it's going to mate up with whatever fittings that you intend to use. I'm actually using a boat fuel vent for the vent on this, and I'm just using standard 1/2 inch for the fill, and then it's also 1/2 inch for the out. So the question is hey, how do we install this in here? Because we're not Superman and really know how to do it. So this is what you gotta do. You need a specialized tool, and this thing is really special right here. It's a piece of 550 cord and a bolt, and the bolt's tied to it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our 550 cord. Well, first we're gonna take our end, this end, flange end here, and it has a washer. We want the washer inside the tank to keep water from leaking out. So make sure that the flat portion of the washer is going to go up, and this little cone that rises is going to press up into it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our little string. We're going to run it right through there. Pardon me, I'm doing this kind of one-handed. And let's see if I can. We're going to take our string here, and this is the reason why both of these are going to be close to this filler neck, which once we're done, this filler neck's never going to be open, and there's no reason for it. Right now I'm literally just using it for an access. Alright, so we're going to pull that up through there, and what we're going to do is drop everything down inside the tank. It's harder to film one-handed than you'd think. And it's in there. Now we're going to use that string and that bolt. Hey, look at that. So from there, we're just going to thread our next nut on the end. I'd have been done that by now if I wasn't trying to film this damn thing. And run that down. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Now these particular inlets I have a reverse thread. So lefty tighty, righty loosey, right? Which is actually kind of nice. And you're going to see where that comes in handy here in a minute. So now that we actually have that in there and we have it started, we're just going to go ahead and drop our bolt back down in there. Fish that out with a cool guy pick 'em up tool. Alright. Now how are we going to tighten this? Real easy. We're just going to take our barbed hose end that we're going to use. We're going to turn that to the right. Get it good and, you know, snug, hand tight, whatever you need. Now, here's what's awesome. Since that's a right hand thread, and this other one's a left hand thread, we can just sit here. Now this is going to be a challenge for me to do with one hand, but hey, let's find out what we can do, right? I'm going to hold that top nut still, and rotate that bottom nut around. So it's getting snug. And voila. I'll have my fill nozzle and my vent nozzle and my outflow stock on the tank. Easy.